I believe that when David was there at the battle line outside of Bethlehem, going to be fighting against the Philistines, and he opened his mouth and kind of reflected on, to have a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, and to realize that these three men, they took off. They went through the battle lines, they risked their lives to bring that water back to him, only for him to realize that this was a mistake. And you say, teachable moments. What's to be learned from this? And I think it's simply this, is that when a person is in leadership and he has influence over people, that he has to consider the welfare of those that he leads and making that a priority in their lives. When we read the 17th chapter of the Gospel of John, which I refer to as the prayer that Jesus prayed, one of the things that Jesus prayed in that prayer, he says, Lord, he says, Father God, I have not lost any of those that you have given me, and talking about the disciples, except for the one who was the son of perdition, which had been prophesied. Other than that, all of these men, through the times of the trial, none of them died. They all lived. And to say that Jesus had it on his heart and mind as he was going through his life and the crusades and all the business that was involved in that, the welfare of these men that he was leading was very important to him, which teaches us about the importance of how we conduct ourselves when it comes to the influence that we have over people's lives. Because most of the time, we're not totally aware. We're not exactly sure about the influence that you have in somebody's life. And so you wouldn't necessarily think about how the things that you do are affecting how other people live. Because you see, when you're at a certain age in life, and you've got young people who are following behind you, and you become careless and kind of defiant in the way that you live, the way that you take care of your family and things of this nature, well, that is an example to be set. And we find this so often as we look around the world, and we realize that there are so many young men who are growing up without fathers, and how that affects society in such a tremendous way that we don't realize that the absence of that father has such an influence in the life of that child, especially a son. And so you look around and you say, well, what happened here? Why has society become some of the ways that it is? It's because we have this absence of the father in the house, and we have the absence of the influence that leads to leaders, people making positive choices in their lives. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.